Aggression, normal or abnormal behavior. To say that aggression is very prevalent in animals is an extreme understatement. Most days of their lives, animals defend themselves from perceived threat, compete over resources, try to obtain lunch, and try to avoid becoming lunch. Animals without capacities for normal levels of aggression are summarily purged from the gene pool. Like fear, aggression is good in nature, insofar as it enhances survival and reproduction chances. The problem with the companion dogs in our lives begins with the presumption that domestication has successfully obliterated all aggression, except pathological exceptions. While dogs with neurological problems, endocrine imbalances, and other bona fide organic abnormalities may behave aggressively as a result, the vast majority of aggression in domestic dogs would be highly adaptive in a natural context. The fact that aggression has not been purged from the domestic dog gene pool could be a result of breeding practices, the inherent difficulty in removing so vital a capacity, or both. Suboptimal rearing practices, training, and husbandry may then conspire to make things worse. Ritualization. Are they trying to kill each other? Another important factor to consider is our general failure to make a distinction between aggression that is ritualized and that which is not. In ritualized aggressive encounters, a truthful outcome will be obtained. The animal who would have won in a real contest wins, but without the very expensive ordeal of flat-out, no punches pulled aggression. Ritualization is highly advantageous to both participants, as this cost, high energy risk and energy expenditure, is borne by both winners and losers in a real contest. We humans have a nicely developed understanding of ritualization in our own society. Take boxing, which is basically an aggressive encounter between two men in their prime. There are rules about where and how the combatants can punch, rules about who is considered the winner without having to maim or kill the other. They wear gloves with precise specifications. Opponents must be of similar weight, and a referee watches the entire proceedings for rule infractions and to ensure that it is terminated prior to death or maiming injury. Humans also appreciate the difference between filing a lawsuit and brandishing a machine gun. It is no different with animals. Because aggression is so expensive and yet so necessary, all kinds of rituals have evolved. In the case of ritualized dogfights, the combatants will bite with non-maiming force. They will direct most bites at face, head, neck, withers, and back. They will make horrific noises and faces, and usually rear up on hind legs. Neither terribly efficient nor effective if the goal was to kill the other dog, although most people witnessing dogfights are so impressed with the noise and visual spectacle that they assume this must be the case. Indeed, most owners find even the most normal and ritualized levels of aggression distressing to witness. Their goal is to have no aggression of even the most ritualized sort delivered even in normal contexts. This is the equivalent of me requiring you to go through to the end of your life without ever once losing your temper and saying something a bit mean to a loved one, honking your horn at someone who cuts you off in traffic, or writing a letter of complaint. This is not to say that we should just let dogs work it out and refrain from intervening with behavior modification. The let them work it out piece of advice is a potentially damaging one and is trotted out far too often by well-meaning owners and trainers. There are cases where the use of remedial socialization, i.e., carefully selected dogs acting as the primary deliverers of operant contingencies and classical associations, can play a key role, and other cases where this should not be employed. There are other times when the option of complete non-intervention exists, but these are useful options for only some types of problems. In other kinds of cases, such approaches would be unhelpful and even detrimental.